Hello there, ladies and gents, and welcome to another edition of Adam's Reviews. I've got an extra special one for you today. I'm going to review Interstellar, which I saw yesterday, which I thought was a, shall we say, stellar movie. This might contain a few spoilers, so if you haven't seen it yet, please stop watching now and come and watch the review after you've seen it. And I'd be glad to see some of your comments and what you thought of this movie. I really enjoyed it. Every once in a while, a science fiction movie comes along which is really intelligent and erudite and has a real message to impart. It's not just your popcorn science fiction. I like my soft science fiction, such as Star Wars and Star Trek and all of that. I'd also like my hard science fiction. I can do soft or hard. So hard science fiction would be 2001: A Space Odyssey, uh, and this one. And I think it might be a bit too early to call it, but Interstellar could end up in the ranks of those classic science fiction movies like Metropolis and Blade Runner, 2001, Alien, Star Wars. It could end up in that league. I think it will be one of those movies which gets more cult appeal as time goes on, and it will continue to be discussed for decades, I think, because so many themes. This movie has so many levels to it. Um, it's a science fiction movie, but it's also kind of a meditation on humanity and life and love. And the film is at its core like a relationship between a father and his daughter. And I thought the movie was very moving. And people seem to be afraid of sentimentality these days. Like, they think if something's being sentimental, it's being too saccharine. And they laugh at it. And I don't understand why that is. Sentimentality can be done in a good, moving way. And this film manages it really well, I think. Partly to the great performance from the little girl playing his daughter. I think she did a magnificent job. Mackenzie Foy, I believe, plays the little girl. It'll be interesting to see what happens to her career next. The movie stars Matthew McConaughey, Anne Hathaway, and another array of stars. It's an all-star cast. It includes Michael Caine, Jessica Chastain, Wes Bentley, Topher Grace, John Lithgow. There's quite a lot of stars in this, and Matt Damon has a role in this movie too. And he wasn't billed in the advertising. I didn't see his name anywhere. And Matt Damon takes a surprising turn as almost a kind of cowardly, villainous character in this movie, and he did a good job in this kind of small screen time that he had. Um, the movie plays kind of with the theme of survival and uh, talks about different strategies for evolution and survival. I'm no evolutionary biologist, but it was quite interesting to hear all of that. One of the themes in the movie is about evolution. One flaw evolution has is that humans only seem to care about survival if it's their own individual survival or that of their immediate family. Everyone else can go to hell, basically. That's one message. And in Matthew McConaughey's character, you kind of see this guy, he's trying to be objective, but he also at the same time wants to go back and see his family and save his family. Earth's under threat of some apocalypse, and they're going to try and find another planet to colonize. And yes, it plays with some very interesting themes, and I won't talk too much about the story, although yeah, the performances are excellent. The score by Hans Zimmer is one of his best ever works. It's magnificent. It's right up there with 2001. Visually, the movie's an absolute splendor. It's amazing to look at. I'm not sure why it wasn't released in 3D, this one. It would have suited the 3D format. The visuals are amazing. They visit several different planets in this movie. The first one's like this water planet. And the second one's an ice, kind of this big frozen ice wasteland. So you see a varied series of environments. You see both a modern Earth and this kind of futuristic, kind of ring-shaped colony at the end of the movie. And just the special effects are excellent, but they don't overpower the movie. They like serve the story. And yeah, there's a scene when he enters like a fifth dimension, like in the Twilight Zone, and a dimension beyond time, where time has no meaning. There's no linear time, so he's existing. Just it's kind of like 2001 at the end, how David Bowman goes through the Stargate and ends up in this dimension where time has no meaning. He sees all periods of his life existing at the same time. And yeah, the director of this movie, Chris Nolan, is known for doing such science fiction works as Inception and The Prestige, and more blockbuster fares such as the Dark Knight trilogy. And yeah, it's pretty obvious that he's a huge Stanley Kubrick fan. There's several scenes in this which really reminded me of 2001. The first scene when they go through the wormhole to find the new galaxy at the beginning of the movie was very 2001, with the stars jumping past the screen. The second was when he enters the fifth dimension near the end. Um, yeah, you see his helmet with these reflections of light on it as he's going, and he's like narrating into his log, his ship's log, just like Bowman does in 2001. My God, it's full of stars. And Matt Damon's character kind of fulfills a similar role to Hal in 2001. Hal had a sense of self-preservation and was worried the humans were going to shut him down, so he had to kill them. Matt Damon has a kind of similar function in this movie. He's a stranded astronaut on one of the colony worlds, and he sends out a distress call basically so they'll come and save him. And he ends up having to kill them. Well, trying to anyway. And yeah, he kind of has a Hal kind of function. Yes, I definitely would recommend going to see this film. It's a great one. It'll probably be discussed for many decades to come. If you like your intelligent science fiction, hard science fiction, go and see this one for sure. Let me know what you thought of this one in the comments, guys. Have a good day. This is Adam Walton, signing out.